All right, welcome to your first video of the year. We are going to start with lesson 1.1, evaluate expressions. To start off, let's go through some vocabulary. Most of this you guys should already know, but we're just going to do some quick review. A variable is a letter that represents a number. For example, the most common variable that you guys will see is usually x. An algebraic expression does not have an equal sign, but it is an expression with a variable. So for example, 2x plus 3 would be an expression. 2x plus 3 equals 5 would not be an expression, that would be an equation. Now we have power. Anytime we take something to a power or to an exponent, let's say we have 5 to the third, you guys should know that 5 to the third is the same thing as 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, the 3 represents how many times you multiply. That 5 is the base. It is repeated multiplication. And we're going to stick with our same example. 5 to the third, our base is that number that we multiply. And the exponent is the number of times we multiply it. The number of times we multiply that base. These 5 things should all be reviewed from hopefully last year or the year before. To evaluate an algebraic expression, plug a number in for each variable. Perform the operation, and then simplify the result. So for example, it says evaluate each expression when n equals 7. So we're going to start with letter A. We are going to take 7 and we're going to sub it in for n. So we have 6 times 7. 6 times 7 is, if we simplify the result, 42. For letter B, 5n plus 3. 5. Between the 5 and the n, that's always going to be multiplication between a number and a variable. So 5 times 7 plus 3. And I like to put my multiplication in parentheses. Now in this case, we need to follow some order of operations before we complete this problem. Order of operations would tell us that we need to multiply the two numbers first. 5 times 7 is 35. Then 35 plus 3 is 38. The last one is n squared. So we know we are plugging 7 in for n. So 7 goes in for n. And we are squaring it. 7 squared, we know, is the same thing as 7 times 7. And 7 times 7 is going to be 49. We will do the rest of these in class tomorrow. Go ahead and flip your page. I'm going to go through one more thing. It says write the power in words and as a product. So right here we have a 4 as a base and our 1 as our exponent. So this would be written as 4 to the first power. Written out as a product, well, it's just going to be 4. Then we're going to look and we have words, 6 squared. What does 6 squared look like in numerical form? Well, we know our 6 is going to be our base, and squared always means you are multiplying the 6 twice, or you're multiplying the base twice. So what is that going to look like as a product? 6 times 6. Over here, now we have the product, and we need to go backwards. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. Well, the easiest way to start is probably with writing the numerical version of it, which is going to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're multiplying 7 4 times. 7 to the 4th. In words, you would say 7 to the 4th power. Now this last one is a little tricky. It's x to the 5th. In words, that's x to the 5th. And as a product, it would be written as x times x times x times x times x. That is all we have for today's lesson. I will go ahead and see you tomorrow.